first one that was supposed to get last night, and it didn't. Supposed to get several inches, 2 to 3 inches last night, and nothing came. Today we're supposed to get 2 inches additionally. Nothing came in. Oh, it did. It started to snow and cover the grass and stop. I guess oh, it's snowing again, and before you dump it. I don't want it stacked up. I want it. I'm trying to. Hey everyone, welcome to the Midnight Ride with Grayman Prepping. I'm your host tonight. I'm Gil, the Grayman, and I got some interesting news stories to share with you. I got one to look up that I heard about, and I just haven't had a chance to look it up yet. That has to do with something going on in Texas, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. First of all, let's jump on back here and see who all is in the side chat. First one in was Gear Grinding 19. And no, Gear, this is not the red coat, military red coat you see here. There, if you notice, that's a dress coat, not the military coat, so it's different. But yeah, anyways, yeah, you're right. He would have been wearing a darker color coat to sneak around at night. Anyways, next one in was Star Homestead India, and then Shadow Scout Swede, followed by Jay. And going down here, Old Ways Prepping is in the house. Tibor is here. And Glenn, How to Garden is in the house. Sarah Boss is here. And so Sarah's in Ohio, as well as a bunch of other people, such as Tibor. And let's see. Hang on. Jay says getting thunder and rain here. Gear storms are just training though. Southwest Missouri to northeast might need to put life vest on. No does jetty horse for the ride tonight. Okay, let's see what else we got coming on here. They're talking around there. Yeah, Sarah, you don't have to say what county. Just saying. Ohio's fine. All right. Let's see here. Prepping to Endure is in the house, and I'm caught up here. All right. So, for those of you that were watching my other channel, that's Camp Patton Family Compound. So we were supposed to get 3 to 4 inches of snow last night. And it was supposed to start hitting heavy about 4 o'clock this morning. Well, at 3:30, I set my alarm. I got up, looked out there, nothing. You go, oh, okay. Oh, Southern Boy Prepper, how you doing? And so I came in and played on the computer a little bit for about an hour. 4:30, went checked outside, nothing. So I went back to bed. Got up about 7:30 or so. Went back, checked, nothing. And so I was going around doing stuff, and I recorded a bunch of videos for the Your Prep for today for Gray Man Prepping. Hey, Joe, it's Garden State Gardener. Woo! Stephanie Joe Roundtree. Hey, how you doing? And anyways, so I'm looking at stuff and I'm checking things out and everything else, and I'm watching the weather report, and it's still saying all right. Then it says snow's supposed to start at 8 o'clock. I go okay, and so I keep an eye out, and 8 o'clock, nothing. I think it was about 8:30. About 8:30, because it took me about 15 minutes to set the live up. It started to snow. And it's go, oh, cool. I'll just do a live, put the camera over there in the family room window facing out there where all the snow's coming from, and get it all set up. And it starts showing some snowflakes coming down and everything else. And after about 20 minutes, it stops. I'm like, what? And I just let it run. So I just, I'll let it run. Should be some more coming in. The clouds were getting darker and uglier. And so I'll just let it go. And I froze. And then an hour or so later, it started snowing again. I go, cool. I'm going to catch it all. And it stops. And then it was starting to stick on the lawn. So I adjusted the camera down to try to show part of the lawn where the snow's starting to stick, covering up the grass. And that went on on and off and stuff. And finally, after 8 hours and 17 minutes or 14 minutes, it's like nothing's going on. And it's like, okay, I've hit the 8-hour mark. YouTube stops counting stuff after 8 hours of a continuous stream. They want you to start a new one over. So I killed it. And I came back here and everything else. And then I heard something hitting the window. I go running it back out there. Oh, grab the camera, open up the door, and I'm filming. And it's like mini hail coming down. It's not hard ice. It's more like, little hard snowballs. And it just starts coming down, video. And okay, this is going to be cool. All right, so I close the door because it's starting to come in the house. About 5 minutes later, it stops. And that was the last I've seen. Now, the weather report also said tonight, 2 hours ago, that we were supposed to start getting snow tonight. And tonight's was, they've now revised it. Total nighttime snow accumulation less than ½ inch. 3 hours ago, it said 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches. And now they've taken it down to less than ½ inch possible. Well, when I say less than ½ inch possible, usually we get nailed here. When I say, well, So I don't know when I froze. I was on the page with the forecast. I'm not sure when I froze. And I don't see anybody yelling froze in the side chat. All right. Hey, Suzanne, how's it going? So anyways, yeah, so we're supposed to get snow. Tomorrow's supposed to be Friday, so Friday daytime is less than ½ inch possible. Friday night is 1 to 2 inches possible. So we'll see what happens. No, I've been setting to be a fine. All righty, so that's what's going on there. Let me go over here and drop that down. So let's talk about some news and stuff, which is going to affect the whole country because it's already affected the country going across there. Jumping into the Wayback Machine to last week, 160,000 still without power in the San Francisco Bay Area as flooding and storm impacts persist. 160,000. Okay. Next, 2 days later, 10,000 still without power after powerful windstorm hits the Bay Area. All right. I'm just going to go through all the weather ones first. Next bout of rain's headed. It has a 7-day forecast, and that was on the 21st. And I was saying, going to have several of them coming through. And so then also later on the 21st in the afternoon, damaging winds, more rain hits the Bay Area, storm forecast increasing. And that's later that night was 1 dead, 88,000 without power as storm ravages San Francisco Bay Area. And then the last one that came out today, or yesterday, last night. Wait a minute, I got a couple more here. The one that came out yesterday, I really hate it when they do this. In parentheses, explosive. Bomb cyclone storm kills 2, serious injured 3. They didn't want me to get the truth out. It is not a cyclone storm, okay? It's not, just because it's not an atmospheric river coming straight west to east, and it's dipping down and following from Alaska, following the coastline down to the Bay Area, and then turns inward, does not make it a cyclone. Stupid left-wing reporters trying to fear porn. Anyways, so as it's showing it coming down and turning in, well, it turns in and starts heading back up from the San Francisco Bay Area down to Monterey, starts to turn and head back up towards Reno and into Nevada, towards Twin Falls, and then towards us. And then it's going to go up into Montana, and it's going to turn, and it's going to go across Montana, North Dakota, and then turn down into Minnesota and skirt the lakes, and then go under the lakes and hit Ohio, Tennessee, Indiana. So that's the pattern it's showing going through there. And so the rain some of you guys are getting in that pathway is what's coming from California. And it's what's coming in. Let's see, coroner IDs, person killed when a tree fell onto the car in Walnut Creek. That's near my wife. And then today's at 1 o'clock this afternoon, my time, 5 dead, 2 tornadoes, 100-mile-an-hour gusts. And then they still call it a bomb cyclone. It's not. It's not a cyclone. It's not going in circles. It turned and went and took off. Okay, it's not a cyclone. And so, most of the dead. Let's see if let me check in real quick here. You pop in on the story here so I can see what's going on here. It says what is. I think most of the dead I've seen so far are all trees falling on people. The stronger of two twisters struck east of downtown LA late Wednesday morning, carrying across a commercial city block, severing gas lines, leaving. So Steve, of course, their trainers got had a tornado down there. And that was the farther edge of this thing going down south. One person taken to the hospital. And the lead off of 5 dead. They're still hiding here. Going through. And it was in LA that a second tornado hit. So I'm trying to remember what that movie was, but it had all the tornadoes hitting Southern California. Oh, Day After Tomorrow. I think it was Day After Tomorrow or something like that. Anyways, 5 dead as tropical storm force gusts ripped through Bay Area. As storm trees toppled across wires in the region, nearly 200,000 were without power. A big rig overturned on the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. Windows fell from San Francisco high-rises. Several trees fell at the Oakland Zoo, damaging the aviary and allowing 6 birds to escape. Oh, wow. Let's see. Here's a good photo here for as the mudslides from. Come on, why is it not sharing? It dropped off. That's why. Share screen. Okay, so the mudsliding is causing roads to buckle. The mud, the underneath just kind of lifts and bubbles up and pushes on it. And it looks like fairly new roadway, so it's probably in a new area where they just the ground's nice and solid. We're just going to pave over it. Other than the one in Walnut Creek, they're not saying where the other 4 that were killed died. But since it's Bay Area, and they're talking about trees toppling. And here's the thing. California it's been at least a decade, probably more like 2 decades since they've had storms like this. Yes, they get storms like this, froze. They get storms like this. I remember storms worse than these back, before I got married. So I got married in 96. So actually it was back in 82-ish. We had some really bad storms. And nope, Jay, no Sharknadoes. And Jay, because of it, because they've planted a lot of new trees in the last 20 some odd years. And even that storm wasn't as bad as the ones back in 82, which were worse than these. The people have been watering their trees shallow because, the great Governor Newsom every time we get a big storm in there, Governor Newsom was, and before him, Jerry Brown, Governor Moonbeam, was dumping water from the reservoirs. Oh, we got a storm. We got to dump all the water from the reservoirs because they're going to fill up instantly. No. And so they've been under water restriction. Geez. For at least 30 years. And not too long after my wife and I got married. And so when anybody waters the lawns and stuff, they shallow water the lawns, and the trees in the lawns, all the roots come to the surface. They're not going down deep because nobody's deep watering. And not getting storms to get deep watering. And the municipalities are pumping out all the water out of the aquifer, so the ground's drying out. And so all these trees have a shallow root system. Well, the top couple of feet now are muddy. The trees have nothing to grab onto. And so they come over. No, much longer than that. Okay, we got married in 88. So we're coming up on 35 years in less than 6 months from now. Here's the thing. In most area where they're getting flooded, they don't have septic tanks. Most of the areas getting flooded have sewer system. Hey, back roads heal, Billies. And so the places that have septic tanks are up in the mountains where they got, 10 feet of snow covering up everything. So they won't see any problem with their septic tanks until the spring thaw, if they get any. All right. Let's see here. Let me go back here. Get out. All right. So I've gone over the storm stuff. Now let's go to the non-storm stuff here. FBI hate crime reports show 1,700 plus incidents in California. Let's go in and check that one out. Oh, nationally, the FBI said hate crimes jumped 11.6% in 2021 compared to 2020. Oh, wait a minute. In 2020, near the end of 2020, they reclassified a bunch of crimes as hate crimes. Seriously. They reclassified these things. Oh, these are now hate crimes. So, of course it's going to go up. And so, hate crimes now include those and other large departments. Come on, where's the rest of the data on it? The update report is a reversal of previous incomplete report from the agency that appeared to show drop, but was missing data from some of the nation's largest cities, including Los Angeles and New York. Because, hey, they were told, you got to go back and classify all these crimes as hate crimes now. Can you talk about statistic manipulation? So anyways, so they're saying, hate crimes are growing in the country. That's only because they're classifying more stuff as hate, more different crimes. They're reclassifying them as hate crimes. Here's an interesting one, which I don't believe at all. California to fare better than nation if recession hits. I got news for them. They got a mixture of recession and inflation going on. All right, with the inflation is because the Fed keeps on jacking up the interest rates, and the recession is because there's no friggin' jobs, and there's a lot of other problems going on, and people aren't selling as much stuff, making us up as much. So So anyways, so there are. From UCLA forecast released this week maps out two scenarios in which the Golden State is positioned to receive even as the economy recedes and softens. And I'm not going to go into that. If you want to check out, there's a report from UCLA the thing, and it's going to talk about the thing. But it says. The state's unemployment average for 2023 will be 4%, followed by 3.9 in 2024. They think not when the Fed just jacked up the interest rate again. All right, let's go back here. Nuisance, the great Governor Nuisance is getting bit in the butt. California gas tax bump looms this summer, igniting pushback. California jump in gas taxes. Not the price of the gas, the taxes on the price of the gas. Expiring exemptions switching to summer blends may add to the pile on of increased prices. Oh yeah, every time they change from the winter blend to the summer blend, they jack up the prices. Every time they change from the summer to the winter blend, they got to jack up the prices. It is such a bullshit thing they're doing in California. Oh, we got to have this blend, so we got to, but we got to switch over, so we got to jack up the prices, and it's just, And what's interesting is how many of the California state legislatures own stock in oil companies. Oh, we got to make sure we jack up the price again. All right. Oh, they had some mysterious lights over the San Francisco Bay Area. Let me get this. Come on, get out of there, ad. I'm going to try to hide some of these ads here. Mysterious lights flying. Oh, those are UFOs flying in formation. Oh, no. That's what people were screaming at. And what's so funny is about 3 days before that, everybody was warned, oh, there's a tracking satellite that's going to be coming down, and it has a possibility over the San Francisco Bay Area as it enters the atmosphere. And it was a Japanese data communication satellite. So, communications package launched to the International Space Station and jettisoned into orbit about 3 years ago, and they've been tracking it. So they knew it's coming down. Yet the news was reporting, everyone's reporting UFOs. Stupid news. Let's see. All right, here's a warning for everybody. Let me get this one here opened up. Okay, and again, the way they did this perturbs me no end. I'm going to put it up here. So here's what they're showing. Oh, Kirkland organic strawberries and whoever's organic strawberries, and then smaller pictures of the other ones. Hepatitis A outbreak prompted the FDA to recall two frozen strawberry and tropical fruit products sold in California recently, and they got 5 up here. 4 strawberries and 1 tropical fruit. Well, that Trader Joe's tropical fruit was one of the ones that was recalled, and the Simply Natural, the other small picture, was one that was recalled, and it was in the areas of San Diego and Los Angeles. Sold at Costco stores in Los Angeles, and 2 San Diego business centers. Oh, and in Hawaii, and at Trader Joe's grocery store. Oh, the tropical fruit blend was sold at Trader Joe's nationwide. So, fruit blend. You can go and check for recalls on it, and they said bring back any partial or unopened containers to the active store for full refund. Okay, so yeah, Trader Joe's ones across the United States. If it's that tropical fruit blend, yeah, that's the one you need to get rid of. Okay, let's see here. Back up here. Got 2 more items here. 9 California banks are part of a coalition asking the FDIC to insure all deposits. And going into it, the FDIC insures everything up to $250,000 per account. So if you have a checking account with $250,000 in it and a savings account with $250,000 in it, and then you have a joint savings account with your spouse and a joint checking account with your spouse, they're all covered individually for $250,000 per account. Now they're asking to insure all deposits for the next 2 years. And of course, Silicon Valley Bank was a big one they were talking about shuttering not last weekend, so 10, 12 days ago, whatever. Okay, so let me get in here and I will tell you the name of the banks. Okay, the letter came after the collapse earlier this month of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Okay, those were the two banks that failed. That quote failed. A third bank, First Republic, got a $30 billion bailout from 11 other of America's largest banks after a week of turmoil. So they were starting to go down because of everyone freaking out over the other two going down. But the other banks stepped in and shored them up and helped that one from going under. So the members of the bank coalition include Silicon Valley Bank, City National Bank, Bank of California, bank spelled with a C, Pacific Premier Bank, East West Bank, Tri-Counties Bank, Mechanics Bank, and I want to talk about that one in a minute, Citizens Business Bank, and Bank of Hope. Mechanics Bank is associated with State Farm in the fact that if you have State Farm insurance and you buy a car, State Farm will say, hey, we can probably get you a better rate going through the bank that we're associated with, and they get loans, good loans from Mechanics Bank. But hey, car sales have dropped off lately, so anyways. And since bank failures, customers of regional banks have been moving their money to larger banks seen as too big to fail. The banking group is worried about chain reaction and more flight by depositors should another bank fail. So everyone's freaking out that the little banks are going to fail. Now, interesting, and if someone can correct me on this if this is wrong, so far, I just lost the name. It's not a bank. It's the credit unions. As far as I know, no credit unions have failed. Yeah, and part of the problem too is that the banks changed how their banking format about 15 years ago, and started investing in stocks and startup and capital venture stuff to get money. Because they weren't making money on the low interest rates that the Fed had lowered the interest rate so bad they weren't making any money. And so when the Fed started jacking the interest rate, the tech sectors and the startups, everything else dried up on their stuff. So anyway, there's 9 banks that are national group is urging regulators to fully insure all deposits. And so, yeah. So that way they're trying to keep people with more than $250,000 from pulling out of the regional banks and depositing, going to Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all the big banks. So let's go back. All right, that takes care of that one. All right, here's another one that's out here. Another one with quotations on it. Alarming is in quotations, just alarming. Fungal infection increases, nearly 360 cases in California. And this is an interesting one, and it's they are not blaming the heavy rainfall for this at all. They are not. Drug-resistant, potentially dangerous, deadly fungus that spread at a troubling rate in the U.S. healthcare facilities, including some in California. So, hey, it's a big problem elsewhere. And let me get down in here. The spread at an alarming rate from 2020 to 2021 of something called Candida, Candida, and the next word is AURIS or CRRS, spreading okay at a rate. So 359 cases reported last year in California. That's up from 24 cases in 2019. So in 3 years, it's gone up from 24 to 359. Of course, fungus and stuff like that are drug resistance is going to go up. So data shows California had the second highest amount. Nevada had the most with 384, and Nevada is fairly dry. And so the only place that's not dry is in the healthcare facilities, because they keep the humidity up at a certain level there. The first case was reported in 2016. Since then, 3,270 clinical cases of infection was present, and 7,413 screening cases confirmed the fungus, but not an infection had been reported. Okay, so they checked. They oh, we got the fungus in here, but nobody got it from here, so we need to scour the healthcare facility down. 17 states have identified their first ever case of the C whatever in 2020 to 2021. Yeah, so totally from 2016, there's been a total number of cases of, where is it again here? 3,270 cases total from 2016. So that is, 6 years. There's, so you look at the number, you start breaking it out. It's not that like this, like they're making it out to be. It's been a steady, even rise. But yeah, still it's nasty. And the thing is, though, it's in U.S. healthcare facilities. So think about that one. All right. Okay, so I see nobody's popped up here yet. Wants to come up here. I got one more thing to talk about here, I think. No, that was it. That's all the news here. Coming out of California, addressing there and the rest of the nation. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see anything new come in. Oh, I got 3 new emails. Nope. However, guys, I have to say something here. Courtney, you do not look like a wreck. All right. Good night, everyone, says Joe at Garden State Gardener. Good night, Joe. Yes. And it's followed by AURSA, something like that. All righty. Yeah, Tibor. Yeah. And Tibor. And that's if you're visiting a healthcare facility, which I haven't visited one in the last 6 years. All right. So over on there's the link. And go over here and pin it. There, it's pinned to the top. All right, so on Camp Patton Family Compound, we're doing the weight loss challenge over there. My scale is effed up. Pardon my language. So about 7 o'clock, I got done exercising. I got my Gazelle. My Gazelle is out working out on that for half an hour. But working on the weight bench. I'm getting sweaty and stuff. Okay, I'm going to take a shower. So I go into the bathroom, get all my clothes off, and hop in the shower. Hop up on the scale. Oh, okay. Looked at the weight. All right. And I go, oh, wait a minute. I got to go to the bathroom. So I go over and I take care of some big business. I go, oh, cool, man. It's probably at least a pound I lost just there. I hop in the shower, wash down, clean up, get back out. Oh, how much did I lose with that big old bowel movement? Hopped on the scales, and I gained 3 pounds. Really? My scale says I gained 3 pounds after taking a big dump. So when I got down in here, I went, let me see if I can get this thing open here again. I went and ordered something. I'm going to show you what I ordered. Open a new tab. Make sure it's in a new tab. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I went and ordered. This is a balanced scale. So there's, as you slide the bar across, this is a physician's scale. $209. It's on sale. It was $299 normally. Yeah. So that's the scale with things, and it has just, so yeah. So I went ahead and ordered that because any decent the decent ones that say they're not off by very much are getting up to $50 to $75. So I got this one for $209, and this is at let's see if I this isn't going to work right. I'll just put the company in there. You guys can hunt it down because that is a long name for it. Just look under products. You can find it. They got several of them. It's the this is the particular one. All right. So yeah, I went and ordered that tonight. And what's the neat thing about it was it's $201, and the total was including shipping and tax, $201. Boom. So yeah, and it's coming UPS ground, so that's why it's cheaper and stuff. So that's one of the things I ordered there. And that's going to be coming here shortly. All righty. So let me get some water here. Everybody, hydrate. Stay hydrated and healthy. Yeah. So hopefully when that arrives, probably in about 10 days or so, I can actually get accurate weighing, because I've noticed, stuff off a pound or so off. Like I get on it, and I look at what my weight is. I go do something. I go, crap, was that this or that? Hop on there, and I picked up more. I've actually stood on the scale, got on it, and watched it, and after about a minute or two, it starts changing. It's like, dang, I'm putting on weight fast. I just picked up 3 pounds. I just picked up 4 pounds just standing on the scales. So, yeah. Okay, so I have a feeling he doesn't like it. All right. David Land's in the house, our prepper principal. All righty. Just checking on got medical talk going on in the side chat there. So, all right. Green Granny 2, Denise came in. Who I'm scrolling back to see who else popped in here that I missed. Wendy at Hardnack Farms is here. Courtney, Wide Family Farm is here. Just trying to make sure I can't say hi to everybody. And we got 15 watching right now, and we got 21 thumbs up. So I lost at least 6 people. Hey guys, like I said, the news coming out. If you check your own local news, you'll be surprised at the crap out there being put out there by certain news agencies. Ooh, Sarah plant. She got 30 plants today. Squash today. Cool. Yeah. So I was counting the carrots that have sprouted in one of my gray restaurant busing bins, and I wound up with over 40 fingerling carrots. They're supposed to be about the size, about 2.5 to 3 inches long, and about as big as around as my thumb. So, those are all coming along nice, and I shifted some of my lights around. I was using the little floodlights with clamps on the tomato plants, but they're getting big enough that I put up 3 of the 4-foot grow lights on them now, and pulled some of those down over onto the carrot cell. My indoor garden is looking good. Oh, so how's it going with you, Shadow?
Well, morning coffee.
Morning coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm trying to remember who it was. Posted on Facebook a meme about coffee stuff. It showed a coffee cup, a drawing of a coffee cup, a drawing of a brain, and the drawing of the heart. And the coffee cup was saying something about blah blah blah. I'm going to take care of you and everything, help you out. And the brain's saying, "Oh yeah, I just can't function without you. You're my everything." And the heart's going, "You two have a weird relationship." Hey, Chris Shirley babies, how's it going? And yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm weird. I know I'm weird. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. The hot chocolate I have isn't hot. It's warm cocoa, and it's not that very often. And when I get up in the morning, I'm awake. I'm going. I'm calculating in 5 minutes.
It takes a little bit longer time for me to do that.
Yeah. Hey, Keith, how's it going? Keith Kronk is in the house now, too. Yeah, so, yeah, there's been some really interesting things. Oh, there was one more news thing I hadn't checked out, so I'm going to Google it right now here. I saw someone else's little thing go by, and by the time I went back to check on it, several more videos came out and pushed it off the list because my Chrome will only allow me to have 5 notifications. Even though I go in and click, I want to save 20 notifications so I can scroll through the last 20. It'll only do 5, and it kicks the others off. All right, so let me see this. Texas. Texas explosion 2023. Oh, fire at a Texas chemical plant yesterday. One person was injured. It says massive explosion. One person injured. It's in the Houston area. So anybody wants to look that up, there was an explosion and fire at a Texas chemical plant near Houston. So, and the latest update on it was yesterday. So there's been no updates on it today. So I guess it was, nobody died. It was put out. Now it's in a suburb of Houston called Pasadena, Texas. And it keeps going. Oh, here's one buried. Local news updated at 2 hours. That's the most most updated thing I can see on it. So get rid of that. Bye-bye. Yes, Sarah, I always have the exact same suit on when I weigh myself. It's called my birthday suit. So, yeah, it's usually just before I get in the shower or right after I get out of the shower. So, yeah. And even just, when I go in there, just, during the day, if I just go in to see what's going on, sometimes if I'm not doing my official weigh-in, and I'm standing there and I can watch my scale, the number, it goes up to it, and if I keep standing on it after a minute, it starts creeping up another pound. Those spring scales that you stand on are notoriously inaccurate nowadays. The old ones where they had real good heavy duty springs that a person weighing 400 pounds could step on the scale and it would weigh them. Nowadays, someone weighing 400 pounds step on these scales, it's going to go twing. Hey, glad you can make it. So yeah, it's prepper, an abbreviation there. I'm not sure what that 5-letter abbreviation is for. But hey, welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what, because I've noticed even, one pair, if I do it, you're wearing one pair of jeans, another pair, if it's an older pair, it weighs less than the newer pair because it's lost material in the washing machine and being wore out and stuff. Gas. Wait, what's gas going on here? That's a good 5 pounds. Hang on, what's going up here? Yep, that's what happened. I weighed before I took the poop. I weighed after the poop, and I gained 3 pounds tonight. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Finger Lake Regions, New York. Cool. All right. There we have it, folks. All righty. So, yeah, so Eastern time, it's we're still in the witching hour. We got 5 more minutes of the witching hour back east, and then the witching hour moves to Central time. Yeah. Interesting thing. Update on as far as gardening stuff goes. I've been helping my daughter get her indoor stuff going. She went over and she got 3 of those big bags from Costco that I was showing, that I was using as part of the potting mix, which is really good stuff. Has a lot of peat moss and local wood chips in it, and some other minerals and stuff added to it. No chemical fertilizers added to it at all. And anyway, she got 3 of those bags. I only got 2. And she also got a bunch of those the gray trays I got from Costco as well. And she was over there. Eli, my oldest grandson, turned 8. His worker was over there with him today, and so I know that she was in there. Like he's working with Eli. She's busy keeping the other boys busy doing other stuff. And so it was one of the times it was just starting to snow again, where it only snowed for about 15 minutes and stopped, but it was blowing. So I texted her that UPS dropped off some packages, and she goes, she texted back, grow lights and plant clips. Tomorrow the lamp clamps will arrive. So she got the same type of things I did, where the the 6-pack of clamps, work light clamps. She ordered that, and she ordered the grow lights, and she got some clips that go on the poles to hold the plants to the poles as they grow up, so they don't fall over. So I will be trying to get a video of that, showing how they're doing their indoor garden prepper over there with their rabbits close by. Yeah. All right. Just reading, catching up there. All right. So, yeah. All righty. I'm just kind of going to ignore that because I'm not going to get an argument here on something in the side chat. Oh, eggs where Keith is at are $9.50 a dozen at Dollar General. Ouch. At $9.50 a dozen, it might be cheaper to have Courtney mail you, a dozen eggs at $4. Or how many was she selling at $4 a dozen, or was it two or three dozen for $4? I'm not sure. Keith's going to drive to White Family Farm and buy eggs from her. Oh, welcome back, Brenda. Yeah. I mean, right now, shoot, like I said, it's been, the last time I used eggs, been over a year and a half since the last time I had an egg. And the only time we had any eggs get used over here is when my wife is up here. And when she comes up, she'll go across the street and, grab 6 eggs or so and bring them over. And then she'll do, fry an egg up, to have with her, her 2 sausage links in the morning. Oh, no, Wendy. Gophers are doing major damage there. Is it crap? There are several things you can do to help chase Tibor. The stuff he's given out is not just based on his. There are other doctors saying the exact same thing. So there are, like I said, there are a bunch of other doctors I've been following as well saying the exact same thing. So if you don't want to follow him, Tibor, don't follow him. But appreciate it. You not talk about him here. Yeah. Flood their homes with dish soap. With dish soap. One of the things we used to do, we used to take when we had a good hose that could take the temperature. We'd hook it onto the back to the exhaust pipe of the car and stick it down in there, fire up the car, and rev it up and let it blow all that carbon monoxide and lead stuff down in there and, wipe it out. Wipe them out that way, smoke them out that way. But there are certain plants, I can't remember I think marigolds is one of them. You plant marigolds around, and the gophers can't stand the smell of the roots. And then there's a couple other plants for planting to get rid of it. Not really, Keith, because it gets in there and they're out. And gophers are vermin that were killing our food, taking our food from us, and they weren't welcome. So let me see here. Plants that repel gophers. Gopher spurge and this a bunch of them here. Okay, so these are some of the ones that no, the gophers do not got to eat my food. They can go elsewhere. They're not tilling my soil. They're not germinating the seeds. They can leave. Those are plants there that to help repel the gophers. Yeah. Remember from Yosemite visit was gophers and mom pulling so we could eat our food. Yeah, like there the gophers are popping up in the middle of the campground too. Yeah. Actually, they weren't, Keith, because there was no sign of gophers on any of the properties I lived at until we started planting a garden. Then the gophers showed up. So we were there first. Big rats without tails. Yeah. No. You got it. Wasn't Chevy Chase. It wasn't Chevy Chase. It was Bill Murray was the one trying to get rid of the gophers in Caddyshack. It was Bill Murray. Chevy Chase was out there just golfing on the course. It was Chevy Chase going out there trying to kill the gophers. I don't know. What are you planting, Keith? If you're planting anything like marigolds or lavender, rosemary, oleanders, that stuff there will chase them off. I know that where the oleander bushes were planted between me and the neighbor, the gophers didn't go near that part of the property, and where my mom or my wife had planted my mom's, my mom had a big tub of rosemary, where my wife planted that after my mom passed away. The gophers stayed away from that. They went after everything else. So, and she's been planting marigolds and a couple other things around there to try to chase the gophers off. And finally, we got some of those electronic things that, you put the things in and it vibrates and it chases them off. All right, Sarah, have a good night. All right. I'm sorry, I'm not going to eat gophers. They can be a food for something else. Yeah, let's see. All right, so it's after I've been up here for over an hour. Shadow, you got anything you want to talk about?
Well, good idea, actually. Too early in the morning to come up with any ideas, but
Too early, huh? Good morning and night to start. Just checking on the stuff here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Got people going good night in the side chat there. So the numbers are dropping here too. Everybody's getting a little tired here. So actually, let me take one quick look over here out the window. All right, it still has not started to snow yet.
it's snowing here.
Oh, it's snowing there.
Yep.
Yeah. There are some things that my wife does vertical gardening. She has several of those of the green stock planters that go vertically. She also has several trellises out in the front yard where she'll plant some beans and run them up over the trellis, and then we have some big wooden trellises that have grapevines and I can't think of the plant now. Wisteria growing up the one side, and she has other stuff growing up the other side. But yeah, so there's some stuff going there. Oh, where was that? Homewood, the ski resort Homewood up by Lake Tahoe, has a 200-inch base, and there with 500 inches more on top of that. So yeah, there's you think you got snow, they got a lot of snow there, and there were some other ones that were not sure if these are going to pop up here. Real quick here, taking a quick look. Okay. All right. That's not. Here's a good one for winter. It's like winter is really in a bad mood and keeps storming out of the room and then comes back in yelling, and another thing. And winter's back. I can't see any of the other ones here showing up here. Dang it. That's what happens when I laugh, when I click laugh or thumbs up on them, they disappear off my feed and I can't find them again. But I know. Here's I got the other one here. Paul Moses posted. Let's see if I can find it on his page here. Okay. Alta ski area in Utah has 711 inches of snow so far this season, and more snow is coming at them. So they got 711 inches of snow. If you don't have 711 inches of snow, consider yourself lucky. Yeah. All righty. With that, tomorrow night on Camp Patton Family Compound, the topic is why have a non-food livestock? In other words, a livestock you're not raising for food or for getting food from, by chickens getting eggs from, or getting something from. So why have non-food livestock? And so we're going to talk about that tomorrow night. Tuesday here on Grayman Prepping. Before you buy a bug out location, we're going to talk about several things to look at for those that want to buy a bug out location or a vacation cabin that can double as a bug out location. So Currently, no snow in South Florida, but it has been known to happen every couple decades or so. And so that's what's coming up here. I don't have a specific topic for Monday, but I may come up with something between over the weekend here. So thank you, Shadow, for coming up here. Thank you, everybody in the side chat, for joining us and sharing information, and especially the garden talk. And we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, on Camp Patton Family Compound at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, everyone. Stay safe and take care.
Take care. Stay safe. God bless.